What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy, D Dyson. Oh, the hottest, the best, the most, the coolest. This is literally the best Star Wars I've seen in a long time. By far the best show of 2019. This is in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? So, The Mandalorian. I loved every minute of it. I couldn't get enough of it, from the score of Ludwig Scorsese, something like that. Gunslinger, John Wayne, spaghetti western style. I loved every minute of it. And the fact that they went back to the essence of an actual TV show. No binging. Netflix put in the mind state of you get the full season all at once. So you can watch the whole episodes as you see fit. The Mandalorian and Disney Plus made it to where, no, we're going to be different. We're going back to the way that things were. Episodes every week. And then for the season finale, because when Disney Plus rolled out The Mandalorian, they gave you 2 episodes. Just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Here's the first episode, and 2 days later, here's another episode. To get you hooked in, to let you know this is Disney Plus, this is the content that we're going to roll out. You were hooked after the first 2. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to make a review every week, although I could have, like everyone else, but I wanted to wait to do a season review, to do it as a collective whole and understand the story of The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. This is taking the internet by storm. Everybody loves Baby Yoda. I have family members and friends who have talked so much shit about me because I watched Star Wars since I was a kid. I was the only one that they knew that watched Star Wars. Now, they're watching The Mandalorian and they are in love with it. I've been knowing this all along, you know, so I'm like, I'm just as in love with this as anyone else. Like, this is by far the best Star Wars I have seen since the original movies. I mean, many can argue that Rogue One was really, really good. Many could argue that Revenge of the Sith was really good. Force Awakens was really good. The Clone Wars was really good. This is topping it all. 1 season of it. You know what I'm saying? Pedro Pascal playing the Mandalorian as Ding, forgot his last name. I loved it. The last episode, I loved. I was like, oh my gosh. The fact that I was getting mad that these were 30-minute episodes and then the season finale is like 45 minutes. So I'm just kind of like, this everything about this is what you want in a season. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I loved it so much. The fact that Taika Waititi directed the last episode, it shows. Also lending his voice for the IG unit bounty hunter, aka the nurse droid for Baby Yoda. I loved it. The last episode in particular was, I just never seen a stormtrooper have a conversation before. I loved it because it brought about the sense of comedy and how they are. Stormtroopers are normally, they're assholes, they're dicks. You know, they're that type of people to be like, they're going to do you messed up because they're stormtroopers. You know, that's why they're so expendable. And you always get a sense of, they have those one-liner, you know, these are not the droids we're looking for. Move along, you know, or rebel scum. They always have these one-liner type of things. But this is the first time we got to see stormtroopers have a full-on conversation. Just to be like, they're by themselves. This is a full-on conversation. And then I liked how when they got back on the intercom, it's like, you know, standing by, you know, it's back to those one-liners. And I'm like, wow, these are the conversations they would have if no one was around. And I loved it starting out. And it just made me laugh at how he was smacking Baby Yoda. I'm just kind of like, oh man, like, wait, he hit him first. He's like, stop moving. And then he ended up hitting him again, and then when Baby Yoda bit the stormtrooper's finger, he punched it. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is low key like child abuse. I'm like, damn, y'all really showing this on Disney Plus? And secondly, I rest in peace to I Have Spoken. You know, I kept telling myself, you keep that dude alive because you could really trademark that and really have merchandise based off of I Have Spoken. Just like The Mandalorian, this is the way. So that's why I'm telling myself, I'm like, you have so much going on in this season that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I cannot get enough of. Like, this is something I have not felt this way since Narcos, Mindhunter on Netflix. Like, you just those shows that are so good you cannot get enough of. This trumps almost everything that I've saw this year. Literally. And I can't get over that. Moff Gideon, I forgot old boy's name, from Breaking Bad, playing Moff Gideon. I love that. Although he's getting old, but you could tell that the wisdom is in how he is portraying this villain. I love that. Then at the end, he reveals the black saber. So I'm like, yeah, you have to have some backstory having that black saber, because I remember seeing that in the Clone Wars. Although I never watched the Clone Wars, I just saw highlights that I believe Darth Maul's brother had that dark saber that he stole as he killed some of the Mandalorians. So it's a Mandalore weapon. I can't wait to see where they're going to go with that. And I feel like the Mandalorian is going to end up having that dark saber. This is going to be all kinds of good. Because to me, you can set this up with another trilogy Star Wars, knowing that Baby Yoda is going to be like Groot, turning into a teenage Baby Yoda, like a teenage Groot. That's why I like this so much. You have so much you're going to build off of this. It's not funny. I love the fact that at the end, season finale, because you know in season, I believe in seasons, episode 6 or episode 5, where he saw all the Mandalorians who were coming to the Mandalorian's aid as he got stuck trying to get out of that planet, facing off with the guild, and they all had those jetpacks. And the one that he was beefing with flew out and was kind of like saluting him at the end. He was like, man, I got to get me one of those. And this last episode, he gets his jetpack. I'm like, yeah. And it's something that dawned on me about this was that he's a Mandalorian, but he hasn't got all of his equipment. So meaning that he's not really done with his training or with his becoming complete. He had to get a sigil. He got a sigil on his arm. He still has to get his antenna. So it's a couple of things that he doesn't have as a true Mandalorian. And I love that because it's based on, it's kind of like a video game. You know what I'm saying? It's a live adaptation of a video game, and I'm so here for it because that's what's keeping me glued in. Like, you have these side missions that he has to do, and then going to the cutscenes, like when he was talking to the woman in the covert, was giving him his sigil because, you know, like his sigil on his arm, meaning that basically he has to be a father to Baby Yoda as a fondling, and gave him his sigil, and then he read up with ammo. So it's like a cutscene in a video game. And at the end, he gets his jetpack, and then he goes off on Moff Gideon. And then I love the way they ended the IG unit as he was sacrificing himself to save Baby Yoda and all of them. You know, it's kind of like a full circle thing. When you first met him, he was a bounty hunter droid set to kill Baby Yoda, and that's why the Mandalorian never wanted it to be around the Baby Yoda. And at the end, he did the ultimate sacrifice in protecting Baby Yoda. Secondly, I just love that scene when he kills the stormtroopers and then they're coming into the city hot and just, I'm talking about just when Baby Yoda just like, like that is a cool scene. And I want in season 2, knowing that Baby Yoda is force sensitive, I want him to, as he gets older, to display more force sensitivity. Like he has more powers as he gets older. And although George Lucas kept Yoda's species a secret, this may be the time where George Lucas steps back in and says, hey, this is where they come from. This is what they do. So I'm excited to see where they're going to go with this and explore Baby Yoda's and Yoda's species as well as go more in depth with the Mandalorian and Mandalore and how they build up the Mandalorian culture. So now we know it's not a race, it's a creed. So I want to see how they intertwine into that, and maybe just as Mandalorian was saying, that it's an enemy of the Mandalorian, but maybe because he's caring for Baby Yoda, they stop being enemies. So that's why I'm so excited for this. I give it a 10 out of 10. You love it. I love it. I cannot wait for season 2. I just seen a interview with Jon Favreau saying they're already shooting season 2. So it should be here, or we should be getting a trailer in somebody's Comic-Con upcoming in 2020, and it comes out fall 2020. So if you guys enjoyed my review of season 1 of The Mandalorian, subscribe to my channel, post comment down below, like the video. It's your boy, D. Dyson. Peace.